weeks.
Okay, that's a good looking week. Thanks, Justin. Hey, let's talk movies now. Film critic Josh Bell's here with the Bell Breakdown for this Friday, and we're talking about a couple movies that they're the most exciting, but hey, if you've seen them all, you need something else to see, right?
That is true. Yeah, it's a bit of a slow week. I think, like we were saying, we had Halloween open last week, and Halloween the Holiday is now coming up, so people are still going to check that out, which they should. It's an entertaining movie, but we do have some new stuff this week.
Yeah, and you know what? Gerard Butler and Gary Oldman, people love them. So they're in a new movie called Hunter Killer.
Right, yeah.
Should be good.
It should be. It isn't, but it would be nice if it was. Yeah, I mean, I like Gary Oldman, although he's not really, he's getting a paycheck in this movie. Gerard Butler is really the star, who I think is absolutely the worst.
Oh, really?
Not just in this movie, but overall.
Okay, you don't like him.
I'm really not a fan, and he picks the worst projects, too. I think if Gerard Butler is the star of a movie, it's pretty much a guarantee that it's going to not be a good movie. So he plays a submarine captain here. He's kind of a salt of the earth guy. He's you know, down with his men, and he takes over this submarine, and they have to go into Russian waters to avert a potential global war. And Gary Oldman is back in Washington. He's the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He's yelling at a lot of people. Other people are yelling at each other on the submarine. The Russians are yelling at each other on land.
Right.
It's a bunch of terrible, corny, cliched dialogue, bombastic performances, bad special effects. This movie should have gone
This is
straight
just a
to video.
bomb.
It really, I mean, it's got a lot of bombs in it.
When you describe it and I watch it, I'm thinking this looks horrible.
It looks like the special effects are
overly
not finished.
dramatic.
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, Gary Oldman is having fun, chewing some scenery. It's kind of, if you're a big Tom Clancy fan, maybe this is sort of a fifth-rate Tom Clancy kind of thing.
Okay.
But I can't recommend it.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't. Gerard Butler. I'm trying to think what else he was in, and you're right. Can't think of an amazing
we had
movie.
Geostorm recently.
Oh, yeah.
He did some terrible romantic comedies a while ago.
Right.
People love him in 300, which I'm not a fan of, but that was kind of what made his career, and people do like that movie a lot.
Okay. Well, you might not want to see Hunter Killer,
No.
but maybe Johnny English Strikes Again. I was saying, is this Mr. Bean?
No.
And you said, yeah, it's Mr. Bean.
It's Rowan Atkinson who plays Mr. Bean.
Yeah, that's how I relate it.
And it's a similar style of humor. Mr. Bean is a silent character who is sort of Charlie Chaplin-esque and does a lot of pratfalls and slapstick. And Johnny English speaks. He's a kind of a James Bond parody. This is actually the third Johnny English movie.
Okay.
And they're really popular over in the UK, which is where he's from. This movie came out there a few weeks ago and is already a hit. Here, it's a much smaller thing. This is actually, they kind of scaled back the release of this week, so isn't even opening in as many theaters. If you like Mr. Bean and you like the Johnny English movies and you want to see Rowan Atkinson kind of bump into things and fall down and say, that would never happen, and then in the next scene it happens, then this is the movie for you. I think people who are Johnny English fans, who I guess may exist somewhere, will enjoy this. I think it's kind of tired. Rowan Atkinson he's still limber, but these jokes have really not aged very well. The plot is this kind of generic spy, James Bond style thing with this tech billionaire who's out to take over the world. It's very lazily plotted. I did not laugh. Other people may have a few laughs, but you can wait for home video for this.
Okay, yeah, and maybe
go see Halloween instead.
Yeah, go see Halloween. You liked Halloween. You said it's doing
Halloween.
well too,
yes,
right?
A lot of people have seen it. It's made a ton of money, which means we'll probably get a terrible sequel in a couple years. But for now, there's a good one out in theaters, and this is the time for it. So go check that out instead.
Sounds like we could have just taken this whole segment and just really talked about the making of Top Gun 2.
Well, I know we have a whole week of shows on that coming up soon, so we'll look forward to that. We can tease it coming up.
All right, that's your Bell Breakdown, everyone. We'll see you next week. Stay with us.